Nothing creates a buzz around a college campus more than free service.
I actually found about it via my email, and I also found about it through social media. A lot of people were posting it on their page.
Many students like Alan Hunt gathered in the union's multi-purpose room to see what the hype was about.
I was a little skeptical coming in, but once I got in the chair, I felt very comfortable, and the services were very, very professional, so I appreciated that.
For many African American students, a good service like this is hard to find.
It's definitely a difficult process.
Some students, like Hunt, feel that local salons lack the skill set to provide them with quality service, and as a result, they are forced to find alternatives.
I don't trust the barbershops that are currently present here in Miji, so a lot of times I depend on students.
Because of this, Tawan Gaston, owner of Groom Barbershop, didn't think twice about offering his services for free.
I believe in sowing seeds.
And reaping a harvest of happy students was his main concern.
I didn't want to charge, I just wanted to be available and give back in the same way people have given back to me over the years.
And providing students with free haircuts was just half of his goal.
To me, grooming, getting your haircut is more than just that, grooming in a holistically manner, just encouraging young men, encouraging young women in the shop.
Because of the great turnout, Gaston has high hopes for the future.
I want to be able to hopefully come back and do this again, like I said, and be able to give back and pour into the university and into the students.
Alan Hunt has similar hopes.
It's very hard to get a haircut that I would like, but a service like this is definitely appreciated, and I hope they bring it back sometime soon.
In Washington, D.C., standing on the steps of Abraham Lincoln's Memorial, birds are chirping, and the sun rises again, inching closer to more spring days. Nature is present all around the city, but there is one exception. Cherry blossom trees surround the tidal basin, located in front of the Jefferson Memorial. About 500,000 people come to see them in bloom each year.
Our nation's capital is filled with monuments and architecture we're able to enjoy year-round. But there's one piece of history you have to catch within a 2-week period, and it's pretty clear to see it's easy to miss the mark. The National Park Service predicted peak cherry blossom bloom this week, but as always, Mother Nature is pretty unpredictable.
Nonetheless, some still appreciate the little things.
I'm here today, as kind of a family tradition passed on. My grandpa served in World War II, and when he got back, he started coming here as sort of a reconciliation, because these trees were given to us as a gift from Japan, so as to kind of further our relationship. So he started coming here after he served in World War II in the Pacific, and he brought my father, and then I started coming. It sort of became an annual trip. Unfortunately, he passed away last year, and this is my first time coming without him, and there's no bloom, so that kind of sucks, but it's still good to be back here and walk around, even though it's really cold.
Unfortunately, colder weather turned up tourists who grew quite underwhelmed.
Well, disappointed. I'm going to write a letter to my congressman.
Traditionally, the peak bloom date had been April 4th. And so some years it's earlier, some years it's later. This March has been a little bit of an anomaly in that we've had some colder weather than what we really expected.
One of the things we like to do is we used to just kind of take the whole weekend and walk around, see different things. So checked out the different monuments. I think aesthetically my favorite monument is probably Jefferson. That's pretty cool. The veterans, the veterans monuments are pretty touching too, especially the Vietnam Wall. And like all those names really kind of individualizes, every one of them guys probably has a story as to what happened.
The Muslim Student Association prayer room is currently located in the basement of Hannah Hall. However, the building will undergo renovations starting in May. That means the MSA prayer room needs to relocate. MSA's members don't know the location of the new room. Still, they have concerns about the accommodations for the new space.
So as you see, we had here approximately during prayer like 50 people, right? And it's almost packed. And you didn't see any women, right? The thing is, according to Islamic tradition, normally we have separate rooms. And because we have just one room, women are not feeling comfortable coming there. So our first priority here is having separate room for them as well.
MSA hopes its new space is accepting to the women of the Islamic culture and gives them enough space to partake in other activities with everyone in the community.
We also come here also to socialize and to share our culture, to share our, to speak to, as you see, we have the ping pong table here, to play, to eat, to speak.
MSA members also hope their new space will be more inviting than the basement they are located in now.
Since we're at Hannah Hall, we're kind of here where it's very hard to reach for people to reach us. I think a new room would be a much better opportunity for us to communicate with everyone.
Volunteers help pay cooks with production. They prepare meals for 9 sites, including Bowling Green.
I'm here at the Wood County Committee on Aging Production Kitchen, where they make between 800 and 850 meals a day.
In order to stay on track, 2 people help put the food on trays, and 2 people help seal and package the meals.
Whatever the hot meals are for that day, I put them into the hot portion of my truck, and then I come back in here, and then we seal up the meal for each route, basically.
Sugar-free desserts are served with meals.
When we come in, we have to get all our ovens on, check our cooler temperatures, make sure all that is all good.
I'm here at Bethlehem Church in Pemberville, one of the locations where the food is distributed.
What would you like, sir? Volunteers and paid workers serve the food to the senior citizens in the afternoon. A $2 donation is taken for lunch meals and a $4 donation for dinner meals.
What would you like?
After the U.S. Olympic curling team won gold, there has recently been a surge of people interested in the sport.
This is my first year.
Yet many do not know about it or have access to a curling center nearby.
My husband and I started a Learn to Curl, just like what's going on tonight. We did that, and then we got in a 3-week starter league last year, and then this is the first year we are members.
However, local residents are fortunate enough to have the Bowling Green Curling Center just minutes away.
And then now with having our new facility here, I do come down other nights when I'm not curling just for socializing, just to see people.
The center has been open for 1 year, but BG curlers have been shuffling on the ice for half a century.
Let it go, let it go, let it go!
What started as a club that met at the BGSU Ice Arena has grown to accommodate the community.
Well, it's something that my husband and I can do together. It's people of all ages, people of all capability. Everyone's just out here to have fun, and it's community.
Their love for the game and social interaction with others is what keeps the center up and running. The center is managed on a volunteer basis.
Usually from a volunteer standpoint, everybody knows what needs to be done, and then people will just volunteer to help out in whatever area it is, whether it's preparing the ice, working inside here, even just cleaning and that.
The BG Curling Club members who operate the center have high hopes for the sport in the future.
What started as a college course has evolved into a community outreach program. BG for Unity is continuing to grow in the community. McKenna Rodriguez joins us live from the Bowen Thompson Student Union to tell us how.
Thanks, Molly. BG for Unity is a community-based campaign. Its goal is to encourage people to use social media as a positive impact. BG for Unity's team took to the union to get people involved and aware of their message.
It's more or less a very quick message that is related to BG for Unity's spirit or mission. So today we ask people in the community and student, staff, faculty at the union to more or less create a message that shows them debunking or challenging a stereotype, and to take their picture with it, and then we're going to be posting those on our Facebook site next week.
The program started over 2 years ago and now has over 1,600 followers on Facebook. Reporting live from the Bowen Thompson Student Union, I'm McKenna Rodriguez.
When many of us grew up, we enjoyed watching the circus, and we thought that working in the circus would be fun. One BGSU student is showing that she has what it takes to be a circus performer. Molly Wells joins us live in the newsroom with more. Molly?
Thanks, Mimi. BGSU Circus Arts Club hosts an aerial silk night about once a month. Participants learn skills such as climbing, spinning, and twisting on silk-like fabrics. Amelia Chapman began aerial performing about 6 years ago. She says the club offers skills that anyone can try.
Don't be afraid to do it. Just put yourself out there. You'll never know what you're great at until you try it.
Now guys, I actually had a chance to try some of these moves, and let me tell you, it's a workout. But the club is also open to those with other circus interests, such as one member who's actually a unicyclist. Mimi?
Speaking of schools and learning, more and more people are passing the citizenship test in Northwest Ohio. Last month in Toledo, 42 people were sworn in. In November, 36 people took the oath in Bowling Green. This test consists of 10 questions. 6 correct answers are needed to pass. 97% of immigrants applying for the test pass. Sheree Burnside found out if people on campus could do the same.
I'm trying to think here. Give me a second.
Oh man, I can't remember his name.
That would be Mike Pence. I have no idea. I'm gonna just throw out a name, John McCain. All right, this is already pretty hard. Hold on. I mean, I voted for him, so I'm trying to think.
Pence, Mike Pence, that's what it is.
A lot.
No idea.
No idea?
No. I want to say like 26.
Very, very close. 27.
Ah.
12? No, 6. Tim.
3. 8 Supreme Court justices.
There's actually 9.
Damn.
Is it the Secretary of State?
Isn't it like the Secretary of State?
The Speaker of the House? Is Rhode Island one of them?
Texas.
Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. The Pacific Ocean.
Oh, I don't know. West Coast, never eat soggy waffles. Pacific.
7 people were asked 10 questions from the citizenship test. 6 of the 7 passed. Sheree joins us now with more details. Sheree?
Thanks, McKenna. The average score of the people we talked to was 6 out of 10. The highest score was an 8.
Just out of curiosity, what was the lowest score?
The lowest score was actually a 1. She could only name 3 of the 13 original states.
That seems like it may be a hard one, but I also noticed that not all 10 questions were included. Can you tell us about the ones that we missed?
Well, I asked them who the father of our country was, and most of them got it right, George Washington. And then I also asked them to name 2 states that bordered Canada, and most of them got that right too, but surprisingly, none of them named Ohio.
You know, I don't know if I would have named Ohio either. But one last question. How do you think you would have done on the test?
Well, honestly, I probably would have fell in with the rest of the group and answered 6 out of 10, had I not already known the answers.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know if I'd be able to pass either. Thanks, Sheree.